Introduction. Imagine that you wake up to discover that your husband has brought another woman to live with your family in your own home. She sleeps in the next room. From where you are, you can see them going into the bedroom, hear them make love, laugh and carry on while you cry yourself to sleep every night. Imagine the sleepless nights, the heavy heart, the pain, the heart-to-heart talks and prayers with God that begin to seem meaningless as you live out this unending nightmare for years. Worse, the woman gets pregnant several times in your home, and you're forced to care for her and her children. Your once beautiful marriage crumbles under your feet. It's over. He doesn't love you anymore. He doesn't respect you anymore, so he brings another woman into your home. You have 7 children to raise. You contemplate leaving, but what about the children? How would they feel? How would they live? Would they be taken care of? Would they understand why you had to leave? These were the questions my mother had to ask herself when she found herself faced with my father's decision to become a polygamist. This is what my mother, a woman of God, a beloved daughter, endured when my father, unbeknownst to her, decided to marry a second wife and bring the woman into my mother's home to stay. Polygamy is an acceptable practice in Zimbabwe, where I'm from. The focus of my memoir is not on polygamy or whether it is an acceptable or unacceptable practice. My focus is on the effects that it has on the human emotion, the effects that it has on the children who are born or raised in a polygamous family, and the long-term effects it has on the wives. The pain is unbearable, and many have not had the opportunity to openly talk about the pain or about the long-term effects they have suffered as a result. It's time the pain is voiced. It's time my mother speaks from her heart and frees herself from the emotional turmoil she has unnecessarily endured for many years. It's time we, the children, speak out about our lives, complexities, and the pains we have suffered as well. At long last, it's time to explore what lies beyond the tears. The pains and struggles I write of here are similar to many of the struggles that others have faced in their own lives, particularly the hidden inner pain of childhood traumas that shape who we become as we grow into adults. These are unspoken, deeper pains that we all face as children. When we become adults, nobody else knows about what we endured until something tragic happens. Then everyone wonders what happened. It took me months and months of prayer for the courage to start this book. I feared what the world would say, and most importantly, how my father would react to this book. I feared his retaliation and feared he would not see the love and respect that we, his children, and our mother feel for him. Our wish is to heal so that we can then let it be. Recently, I learned that my mother was ready to openly talk about her pains, her experiences for the first time, without fear of being ridiculed or rejected. Many tears were shed over the years. Many hearts were broken, and many spirits were dampened and disheartened. The challenge is that my father is totally closed and unwilling to talk to his wife, my mother, let alone to his family, about the challenges and pains caused by his choice to live a polygamous lifestyle. My mother is also unwilling to speak to my father about her pains because she fears retaliation. On the other hand, being a psychotherapist, I have many times wanted to sit down with both my parents and talk. But requesting that we sit down and discuss anything to do with a parent's choice is seen as disrespectful in my culture. The man is a domineering figure in the family. So for most women and children, the pain caused by the polygamist relationships has gone unnoticed and unspoken. Even though the man is the one who is the root cause of the emotional pains of polygamy, he's also the one who has had the choice of whether or not to allow the conversation to happen. Will he make room for a heart-to-heart talk that will allow healing and clear the air? My father has been no different when asked. He gets very angry and defensive, causing more pain than there was before. I found that during the many times I have tried to talk to my father, he stated that he felt like I was confronting him, questioning him about his actions, and yet mine was only an attempt to make me understand and express my pains and the struggle I have faced. During these attempted moments of discussion, words were exchanged, and consequently much was said that inflicted more pain, anger, and resentment upon all parties. This book is my way of opening a dialogue among the many children of polygamy and wives of polygamy, the children, men, and women with a painful past. I would like to help us all to bring closure to the pain we have suffered. I hope that this book will inspire and empower all who read it or listen to it to believe in themselves, to declare that although their past may have bruised them, still they are not broken. This book can be one way to finally allow us to open ourselves up to new life ventures, to take back the power and faith we need to rebuild and create a great life for ourselves now and in the future. All the chapters are written with the helpful tools that will be a guide to how to move from pain to healing, from anger, resentment, and hatred to forgiveness. During more than 20 years as a licensed psychotherapist, I have worked with many individuals, families, and groups who have endured childhood and marital traumas, among other possible ailments. Somehow, I always manage to suppress my own inner struggles, even though they have stood in the way of me living my own best life. I hope that this will be a way for all those loving wives, husbands, mothers, and children to begin healing, because healing is necessary for us to be able to move on and to pursue the lives we were meant to live.